Is it helpful to learn a language? Like,
sure.
do you know any reasons why people should learn languages?
Yeah, so I mean, language changes your brain, right? So even as a baby or a young person, we will pick up whatever language we're exposed to. So even if your parents are not from somewhere, you will learn the language that you're hearing, and you'll absorb that naturally. But most people, of course, are absorbed to their parents. They're attuned to their parents' language. But let's say if you were adopted or you're in part of the world, you're going to learn the language that you hear. And there's certain sounds, and that's where, when you're very young, your brain is like very flexible, and so you'll learn those words very quickly. When you get older, it's more difficult. You got to learn in different forms, but mostly because we fear. Number one thing is learning languages to let go of your fear. Just try.
So when you take away the fear, you can learn.
Yeah, it's a lot easier. Just be okay making mistakes. People correcting you because you learn so much faster.
Actually, that reminds me when I went to Western Uganda. I call that I was in the wilderness. God was shaping me. I found my brother there, and they were speaking Lutoro. But I fumbled with the language, Alan. I spoke like a baby. I didn't have a camera back then to record myself, but it was so shameful, man, how you learn to speak a language, and many people, they fear that. They try once and they give up, man.
I'm talking to this beautiful person, but you know what? Just talk, just try. But body language, just please and thank you go a long way. I always greet people, Sanji Sokulaba, Sanji Sokokona.
I'm happy to see you, Sanji Sokulaba.
Yeah.
But Siliotia is good afternoon. Yeah.
There's an interesting passage. I was reading that kindness is a language. So there's a language of kindness that our souls speak. And so that can also be shown in your actions. Even if someone doesn't speak, they're mute. I met this one guy downtown. He doesn't speak at all, but he's full of life. He's very helpful, lovely guy. And you can just see there's a language of kindness. And this is a language we need so much. We have enough technology, computer languages, programming that keeps developing. But is our language of kindness developing? We need to go back to our roots and think about where we're all from. We all came from the same tribes, the same family. Maybe Abraham, whatever tribes there were way back, we all descended from the same roots.
Probably that's why River Nile tries to go there and mingle up with everything.
Right? Yeah. All the rivers come from one sea or one ocean, you said. And the same for language. A lot of words are the same. When you go back to the roots, the word comes from something like tea, chai. Depending if it was traded land or sea, it's the same in every part of the world. Te or chai. Te or chai, it's almost the same.
It's almost having like an origin.
Yeah, these first people that seeds, they're really tasty when you boil them in water.
Sounds like, Alan, you've been learning a lot.
Well, I absorb a lot. I do pick up a lot. I don't always have a chance. It's a privilege to talk with you and to share a little bit, natural history, geography, anthropology. I mean, I would love one day to work for like National Geographic or whatever. But what I realize, these guys, but they show one perspective and they're trying to get more views. But what we need for the internet is more people to speak up, right?
Yeah.
We need to hear from people like Muwonge. We need to hear from the women in Ethiopia, or we need to hear from just every group. And I think if we could listen to every person, wow, we would have such a bigger view of the world. And all the experiences that make us different, but also make us kind of the same. When I was young, I went to like 13 countries, so I had to be a very good listener and watch how do I fit in. But I realized you don't have to fit in. Be yourself. I think that's something you've talked about in your videos too.
Yeah.
Don't try and join a crowd, but be your own crowd and grow that group with you.
Yeah.
And when we work with the youth, we're trying to encourage them, what is it that brings you together? What purpose? What is your common purpose? Come together.
actually once you realize that the purpose and why you're in that group, that will help you to keep focused. Even when there is dismantling of the group, you will stay focused. You'll probably be one of the people fighting not to dismantle the group, to make sure that you're one of the remnants.
I think the next video is on leadership. It's the spoiler alert.
Alan, I think that because of the incredible work you did and that whiteboard, I feel like I can't wait to go back to my Luganda channel.
Yeah.
And I just want to talk about, in my next Luganda video, I want to talk about the reasons why somebody should learn languages.
And learn
You just give me one reason why somebody should learn languages. Any other reasons why somebody should learn languages?
I think it also breaks down barriers. So when you can speak to someone in their own language, it takes away some of the separation, some of the judgments, right? It's like, whoa, now this guy's talking in my language. It totally changes someone's point of view. And I see that all the time. It's a powerful tool to building unity, but also means you understand each other a bit more. It's tough when you marry interculturally, internationally. There's also, it's not just language, the nuances, the manners, the way some places in Africa people do not raise their voice. And it's something, it's beautiful, but then there's a lot of other cues, there's a lot of other ways to express emotions. So those things can really change your life. And it's definitely...
You talked about it can break barriers. And
knowing the language, breaking some of the barriers, stereotypes. Someone feels respected, shows respect, right? If I'm saying, hey, or como está, or whatever it is, whichever, it shows respect.
Shows respect.
This is your land, this is your language.
It also makes you feel like, not sure how to say it, but you feel like you belong to the group. Like when I was in Tanzania, man, I went in that restaurant and they were recording me, and I said, I called the lady and I said in Kiswahili that uko na ugali na nyama, you have posha and meat, and she says yes, and I say, oh, nipe hiyo na mboga za majani, greens and all that. And maybe one other reason that I could think of, learning languages will just give you a lot of friends. If you're like me, who is socializing with everybody, once you can speak Danish, you can speak Lusoga, you have a lot of friends. And knowing 16 languages for me helped me a lot. Like the people who first subscribed to my channel, they were all people I met in Western Uganda, people I met in Tanzania, people I met in Kenya, people I met everywhere. So it really will help you have a lot of friends.
Relationship.
Something else that you're thinking that learning languages will help with?
So place, one thing, like we were mentioning, the river, there's a name for everything special. It attaches meaning, importance. So when you get to know language, you get to know what's important to that people. The Inuit in Canada have like 20 words for snow, different kinds of snow. Because it's important. That's what they live with. Other people have many different words, maybe for the wetlands or plants and so on. Those words, they have a meaning, importance. So by learning them, you're also learning that knowledge that comes with the words. A lot of English words we've even forgotten the meaning, but if you go back and look it up, it makes so much sense. Someone's talking about forgiveness as a word, or justice, courtesy. They all have roots. Go and look up the meanings of those words and understand how they were meant to be used. Today, we have this techno language, but it's kind of it's very superficial. And so hopefully we'll see, some of the roots, some of the word going back to the kind of archaic meanings, because we need to know where we're from, or what gives life purpose, and language can help us with that. Read poetry, and I know there are some of the Soga poets, Uganda poets, bards who say, and it's pretty amazing. You can see some of the poetry from all over Africa. It's actually, they're all kinds of sayings, and it's like, and oh wow, there's so much meaning that it in those.
And also there was a word that you talked about, mirembe. Yeah, learning languages, if people can mingle around with others, I think it creates some kind of peace and reduces the chaos.
For sure.
Like there was a time when Ugandans went to Sudan, and there was a lot of fights because they couldn't understand what the others were meaning. So if you learn languages, it will help to create the peace and reduce all the chaos and all that stuff. And there's a lot of more reasons and more importances of learning languages. But as we continue on with life, you find out your own reasons that other people don't even have an idea about. But just try to learn a language.
Share your reality through language.
And practice, and don't be shy. When you find somebody, try to mingle around and say whatever you know, and say, I'm learning, man. There's some really good people that want to help. Others don't even want to know about your learning languages and all that.